Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, Side Hustle Crafter. If you're a subscriber of my channel, welcome back and thank you so much for the support. I know this time of year everybody is doing a lot of real baking, but in today's video I'm going to do a little fake baking and show you how I made this holiday themed cake. It's built from some styrofoam rounds and the main material that I used is air dry foam clay. Hopefully you can pick up some tips and tricks through this video, and I hope you try this cake and make it your own and try different colors and different decorations and maybe even some different techniques. So let's get started. I'm starting with 4 styrofoam rounds. You can use more if you'd like or even less. I get these at the dollar store. Every time I go, I try to pick up a pack. They come in 3 in 1 pack. So I'm going to grab my hot glue gun and just start gluing them all together. Next, I'll grab some Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel. This is a matte paint, and I'll just paint the styrofoam rounds to get the chocolate cake look. And I did 3 layers of paint, and I let each layer dry before the next. Now let's make the drip or the frosting that goes over the chocolate cake. So I chose a white air dry foam clay. You of course can use any colors you'd like, but I'm just rolling it out flat and I'm keeping this layer pretty thick because as we put this over the styrofoam round, we just want to make sure it's thick enough that it doesn't rip. And all I'm doing here is just measuring the circle, the size of the styrofoam round because I want to cut out the drip shape around that circle. So now let's just cut out the shape of the drip or the frosting that you want to lay on top of the chocolate cake. I know there are some molds out there or some cookie cutters that can make these shapes. I actually don't have one of those, so I'm just going to do my best here and try to cut out the shape. I know there are different techniques that you can use for this. I'm trying it this way. It seemed to work okay. I had to smooth out some of the edges a little bit, but in the end I think it worked just fine. Now I'm going to grab some clear glue and add that to the top of the styrofoam round and just take a silicone brush just to smooth that out, and then we're going to start to put the drip right on top of that. And I just wanted to note while we're putting the frosting on top here, this cake did take me a few days to make. So, and that's only because sometimes life gets in the way of all the fun things that we want to do. So I did make this in stages, and you can do that as well. You can let your layers dry and continue as you have time, or you can try to make, everything at the same time. So next step, we're going to make some gingerbread decorations. And I have a cookie cutter that's shaped as a gingerbread, so I thought maybe we'll make a couple of these and put them on the top of the cake. But you can use any cookie cutters or shapes that you have if you have, candy canes or Christmas trees or anything like that. So here I'm just taking some brown clay and I'll make a couple shapes here. Just make sure you make them pretty thick if you plan to stand them up straight with a toothpick. So for decorating these gingerbread shapes, I'm adding a little glue, and then you can add sprinkles or glitter, or you can, make some faces and add the dots for the bodies, anything you'd like. What I have here is just, it's actually air dry foam clay. It's dried out air dry foam clay that I had. I usually save it, and then I take a cheese grater just used for crafts, and I'll grate the dried out clay, and I thought maybe this would be cute here and just use it. It has all different colors in it, and then I added a little glitter. So that's something, a nice idea for anything, any clay that you have that's dried and, off to the side. I think we all probably do that, is to save that, and you can either cut it or try using a grater and grate it. So you can use it as like sprinkles or decorations. Now I'm just going to add bows to the top of the gingerbread shapes. So these are just two little bows I made from a silicone mold with white air dry foam clay. And I just added like a little dot of clear glue down on the gingerbreads and then placed the white bows right on top. Okay, so now we're going to put these two gingerbreads off to the side, and we're going to grab this silicone mold and we're going to make the rope shape to put on top of the cake. So I'm using the shapes that are on the far left, and I did add a little bit of olive oil into the mold just to make sure that the clay comes out pretty easily. They usually do with the silicone molds, but just in case, always like to add a little bit just in case it gets stuck. So now we'll take some more glue and add it to the very top of our frosting or drip that we already placed down, and just spread that out. And then we'll take those two shapes that we just made with the silicone mold and just wrap it around, or wrap them around the edges of the cake. And since we just put that glue down, I'm going to grab some chunky glitter. This is a 4-pack of glitter, and I got this at my local Michael's store. But this, I'm using this pinkish purple glitter and adding that all to the top. And then I'm grabbing this fine pink glitter, also from Michael's, and just adding that. And already this looks so pretty. You could even stop here if you wanted to, but we're going to keep going and continue to add some more decorations. So adding some more glue around the edges of the drip that we laid down, and I'm going to take another glitter. This glitter is, I would say it's definitely not a fine glitter, but it's not chunky either. And I think I got this from Amazon, so I will definitely try to leave the link below. I think it's really pretty. But so adding the glue and then just adding the glitter all to the edges. This is kind of looking like a birthday cake, which is so cute, but we will keep going, and here we're gonna make some candy canes. So I'm gonna take red, pink, and white air dry foam clay, and I'm just gonna roll each color out to a rope, like nice and long and straight. And I haven't made a lot of candy canes, like with the twist and the twirl and all of that, so this is kind of new for me. So I'm sure there are other techniques that you can use to do this, but I'm going to try it this way. I just put all 3 colors together, and then cut off, the ends. And I'm just going to start rolling this rope and then twisting it just to get that, candy cane look. So I'm rolling and then twisting, rolling and twisting, and I'm going to continue doing this until I'm satisfied with how it looks. The clay does get a little bit dry. You can even see it here. And I probably could have done a little spritz of water, but in the end, this is where it ended up. So I'm just going to cut a few pieces to make my candy cane shapes. And I did let my candy canes dry, so now I'm going to take some super glue and add that to the back of the candy canes and then lay them down on the top of the cake. And next up, we're gonna add those gingerbread shapes that we made. So I had let mine dry and then I went ahead and added some toothpicks into the bottoms. So now I'm just trying to make them fit in the center of the cake. Now I want to add a little bit of glitter on top of those candy canes, so I am going back to the clear glue. So I'll just add some clear glue onto each of those and spread it out with the silicone brush. And then I'll go in with a fine glitter just right on top of the candy canes. And I'm also going to add this present decoration. This is made out of air dry foam clay and styrofoam as well. And I actually have a video on these on how to make these, so I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check out that video. These are really cute. So that was already dry and I just added a toothpick to that as well and just tried to find a place to fit that. Okay, so the next part of the process is this cardboard. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard that's slightly bigger than the styrofoam rounds under the cake and secure it with glue. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to add a little trim to the bottom of the cake, and I just need a little bit of a lip of something underneath the cake just to kind of get that clay to stick down to. So I'm going to use red for the trim at the bottom of the cake. So I'll roll that out and then I'll add a little glue to the bottom of the cake and that piece of cardboard. And then I'm just going to start adding that rope all the way around. So once I have that secure, I'm going to take a dotting tool and I'm just going to make some decorations around the rope just to add a little bit dimension. And then once I get that done, I'll just go all the way around with this dot tool. This is just like a plastic dot tool. They have them in metal as well, but anything is fine just to make a little impression there. And then once that's done, I will add more glue to that red trim and add some glitter. So those are all the steps I took to make this fake bake cake. I know it's a lot of steps and there's like a lot of decorations on this. So obviously you do not have to do it just like this, but hopefully you'll grab a couple tips and maybe do one or two things that you did see in this video. Or maybe it just sparks some inspiration for you. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much for staying through the whole thing if you did. And I hope you have a great holiday season. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.